Hey guys, it's Kim, and I am back with a kind of update slash, um, I guess, showcase. So recently, a lot of things have come up in my personal life, and so I've been a little bit quieter slash haven't done much for Warhammer: The Old World. A lot of the content you guys actually saw recently, like the battle reports and everything, were recorded in advance, as I just needed some time alone. And, wargaming, more specifically painting and this hobby, it's just a great source to soothe the spirit and just kind of refresh. And I guess I can explain too. My channel's, I guess, main goal is to actually just be my diary for like my wargaming, which means it isn't actually supposed to be 100% Warhammer the Old World. That's just what I've been doing a lot recently. The actual main purpose of the channel was to use all of Citadel's classic 1980s to 90s miniatures for war games like the Old World, war games like Kill Team, and so many others, but also board games. I feel like I haven't actually, it's been over 50 videos now, and I never actually kind of discussed that in depth. So I thought this video would be cool to show you guys um, a part of Citadel history that not many people know about, which is the 1985-ish period of Dungeons and Dragons that Citadel got licensed. So it only was about a year and a half, I believe, before they discontinued it. So it's very hard to get these minis. But if you are a fan of Dungeons and Dragon, which I am not actually sure if my audience are fans of it, I am a big fan of D&D. I love the lore. I encourage you guys to hunt these models down, but I will put a disclaimer: they are quite expensive, as their production life wasn't that long. So let me just show you some of the minis because I don't think you guys want to hear me rambling for the next 10 minutes. So let's start with like an iconic D&D monster, which is the Beholder. So let me zoom in real fast and let me try to assemble him on camera. So what I love about this range of miniatures is you can see how much love and attention and ingenuity the sculptors did. The fact that you have to assemble the head like that and glue it on, and you have all the eye stalks. Um, it's simply awesome for such a simple model, and just look at all that detail. It really is something special, and I'm very happy to own one of these guys. You might hear my dog barking. There's some work being done outside, and she is terrified, so she'll be screaming. So sorry about that. Another D&D monster would be the Gorgon, which is like a metallic bull type of creature. And again, um, I'm always amazed by the detail and care that these sculptors put into all of the models. Another classic D&D model is a Mind Flayer, which has to be one of my favorite races of D&D, just because these guys are kind of weird. They have a giant brain in their homes or their, I guess, hive, and these guys just grab other races of creatures and enslave them, and some of them turn into them, which is really cool. And I'm a big fan of Lovecraft, so when I see that tentacle face, it's always always puts a smile on my face. And I should note why I'm showcasing these models. I do have a project coming up um, that I'll be using these guys for. This is a kobold, which is a tiny race of like maybe like dragon-esque creatures. I have to brush up on my lore. Um, but to tie in the point, I'll be doing a lot of painting guides for these miniatures, and I'll be explaining the lore behind all these guys. But I think for painting tutorial wise, there's so much variety on these models, and there's so many different ways to paint them that this is like an abundance of painting guides right in front of you guys. So this is a sea devil, which is a race of basically shark people. And I love the sculpt the most because like the crossbow has like a fish head on the front of it. So it'll be fun to paint that in some non-metallic, maybe gold or copper. But really, really fun models, and again, so much detail on them. I think you guys saw the Lich from my Spooktober video, and why I want to kind of focus on the Lich here is he's a good example. When Citadel produced all of these miniatures, blisters typically comprised of 3 humanoid models, and then for like the Beholder or the Gorgon, it's like one per blister. But for every sculpt they made, there's roughly, depending on the creature, but average 6 to 9 different varieties of them. So what they would do is just change the head or certain small details or like weapons, and that's how they got from one sculpt to like 3 sculpts. Um, that's not some new knowledge. That's anyone who collects Oldhammer knows that, and you can kind of see it with a lot of the poses. They do look very similar. And for example, these guys here, I think these are like little mite-looking guys, like goblinoid creatures. But this is the same pose. But this guy has an afro, and he has like mutton chops or whatever it is. So you can just see from these 2 examples, there's a lot of variety in them. And another model that I'm really happy with is like this is a D&D measle. So like they're a malicious race of like 4 foot to 5 foot creatures that are kind of like cruel. And why I love these models the most is because they were produced of that era, so they follow the classical illustrations of D&D. And again, I do know 3D printers and modern sculpts are 10 times better realistically. It's just that with somehow I just love the Oldhammer look and the classical look, and when something is charming and old school, to me it's timeless, and I'll never get tired of painting these goofy minis just because they have so much character to them. Like here, for example, we got a hobgoblin, and I love the Citadel hobgoblins. Typically back then they were painted orange with a blue nose, and I just love the armor they sculpted on these models. Um, if you do some non-metallic, this can really pop off the table. Pardon my fingernail. I was painting other models, which is for another video. Um, but yeah, so like here is another white. You saw this in my Spooktober video, and already you can see the head is a different variation. Very, very cool model, and again, a goofy in reality, but just from my preference, I think amazing sculpts. Here we have a Dwarger, which is like an evil dwarf. I may be butchering the pronunciation. I do apologize about that, but you really can't beat these classical models. In my opinion, I actually do think these are the best Dungeons and Dragons iteration of miniatures, even though they're very old school. I know Otherworld Miniatures. I do love that company. I think they decided to finally close after like 15 years of business, but the man who started the company was a fan of the Citadel range, and he continued producing them. And then in this box, which I just showed, it is full of a lot more Citadel miniatures. Like we have bugbears here. We have some troglodytes in here. And I'll go in a lot more detail when I'm actually painting the models. Like this is an Umber Hulk. If you guys know what an Amble is from Rogue Trader, I believe they were inspired by the D&D Umber Hulk, or maybe it was reversed. But they're like beetle ape creatures. So sorry about the quickness of the video, and sorry about my dog screaming her head off. I don't know why she won't stop. I've given her treats, but she's still mad. But anyways, I just want to show you guys what I've been up to, and it seems like you guys do like seeing Oldhammer miniatures. So it's always fun to share this with you guys. Hopefully you guys like this stuff. Again, if you guys came for the old world content, I'm still going to be doing it, but I do have many other projects in between. And actually, one of my oldest friends will be on the channel a lot more, as we have a few skirmish games lined up, and we'll be using the classical Citadel miniatures to represent them. Again, a lot more videos for painting to come, a lot of showcases to come, a lot more battle reports to come for a lot of different games. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick update / showcase. Um, yeah,